Hi, I'm Michelle of Slovenska Kuhinja, and welcome to my Slovenian kitchen.
Today we're making breaded meat skewers. I'm using pork today. Sometimes I like to do pork and chicken or just chicken. In Slovenian, my family calls them Palčki. This recipe has been a staple in our family. My mummy has perfected it, and I will be sharing her secret that makes the meat on the stick so juicy and so flavorful. It is a dish that is usually found on the table at all of our family gatherings, right next to the chicken schnitzel. It's perfect for parties, potlucks, or your next family meal. It will be a huge hit with both the adults and children. Promise. Are you ready? Let's get started. Okay, so let's begin by making our breaded meat skewers. We can use pork, chicken, or both. Like I said, today I'm going to be using pork. We're going to be cutting them up into 3/4 inch wide pieces and then adding them to a large mixing bowl. Now I know a lot of people like using fresh red peppers. We like to use pickled red pepper preserves. And this is literally the magic that is going to make your meat so juicy and so tender. The vinegar juice tenderizes the meat and adds such delicious flavor. And then we're just going to go ahead and season the meat. We're going to be adding in some seasoning salt, some garlic powder, some paprika, a little bit of salt, and then we're just going to mix everything together until it's well combined. And now we're just going to cover the bowl with some clear plastic wrap, and we're going to allow it to marinate in the refrigerator for about an hour or overnight. So for the breading process, we're going to require 3 shallow bowls. The first bowl will be the all-purpose flour. The second dish is going to be the egg mixture. So we're going to need 2 eggs, juice from half of a lemon, 2 tablespoons of milk, half of a teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of sea salt. And then we're just going to beat it all together until it's well combined. And in the third bowl, we're going to just have the breadcrumbs. I like using plain breadcrumbs. I feel we have enough seasoning in the egg mixture as well as on the meat. And now it's time to put it all together. So we're just going to thread the meat pieces onto the skewers. And you want to try to have the flat sides facing in one direction for even cooking. Now it's total preference. Once I've diced up the pickled sweet pepper preserves, I don't add those in between each of the meat pieces. I always like to add maybe 1 or 2 per skewer. That way it just kind of gives you the nice flavor without overpowering it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new recipes. Okay, now we're ready for the breading process. We're going to begin by just adding the skewers to the flour first. And then we're just going to dredge them in the egg mixture. And then we're just going to roll them around in the breadcrumbs. And then I just have a dish on the side and I continue until I've done this to all of them. As for the skewers that I'm using, I like to use the 10-inch wooden skewers, and then I just cut them down in half. They're perfect appetizer sizes for parties, potlucks, and my family just loves them this size too. You will literally watch them disappear. They're so delicious. Now we just need a large nonstick pan, one that's going to be large enough to fit the skewered bread meat sticks. And then we're going to add enough oil to generously cover the bottom. And then we're just going to place it over medium heat, and we're going to saute the breaded skewers for about 2 to 3 minutes per side, or until it's well browned on all sides. We want to make sure that the thickest part of the meat on a thermometer is going to be 165 degrees in Fahrenheit. As for the oil, I normally only use sunflower oil for most of my frying recipes, but canola oil, vegetable oil, or even extra light olive oil will work great too. These palčki are amazing because you can make them ahead of time. Like I said, you would just marinate them. You can marinate them overnight and you'll get super tender, flavorful meat. And then all you have to do is bread and fry them before serving. And in between, as I'm frying my batches, I always like to clean out some of the breadcrumbs that have fallen off to the bottom of the pan. If you'd like a copy of this recipe, check out the description box below, or you can also check out my website, my blog at www.sloveniankitchen.com. And the beauty about these skewers is that you can make them earlier in the day and then just warm them up in the oven in a baking dish before dinner or your party guests arrive. I always like to just have them resting in a dish with paper towel, and then I cover them with paper towel and then foil, and they're perfect. And I would do the same thing when storing them in the refrigerator, and they're good for up to 3 days. And there you have it, breaded meat on a stick, or Slovenian Palčki. I hope this recipe becomes a new favorite for your family for years to come too. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can be the first to know when I post a new recipe. Thank you for subscribing, and welcome to the Slovenian Kitchen family.